6. And more people will be flocking here, not just tomorrow for the final extra credit, but a week from now for the last homecoming. Registration ends tonight, and we are at nearly 400 entrants. If you didn't think this venue was going to be crowded today, wait until we get into a week from today. We're going to be breaking the fire code.
Oh, 100%. Homecoming is going to be crazy.
Oh, absolutely. We are going to get into our first set here. For our block, we have the likes of Aooosten from Northern Virginia, as well as Moeru from Maryland. Aooosten, the Mega Man villager extraordinaire, been taking a little bit of break to become competitive, but nonetheless still a force to be reckoned with, and also a force to be reckoned with the likes of Moeru the Cloud. Saw him a couple of bit on the other streams later today. Almost got upset by a couple of players deep in their pool, but we'll figure out which of these two will be moving on to winners top 32.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see. I know Moeru recently, I believe, won their first Xanadu Weekly, so already, you know, a very formidable player. So coming into this as the 8th seed, definitely looking to potentially take home an Arcadian win while he has the opportunity to do so. Opening up this set on Pokemon Stadium 2, it's already a brawl, to say the very least. Both players going back and forth pretty heavily, but Moeru edging out an early lead.
Aooosten, also no stranger to placing good at Xanadu, has not won a title, but has come close a couple of times, mainly with the robot you're seeing on screen right now. Moeru being very patient, knowing he has the lead in front of him. Great DI from Aooosten not to kill early.
Indeed, but the back air going to be enough to close out that first stock. Moeru off to a wonderful start, 92%, still a little bit battered, but it's a great start, and immediately going to be getting that limit cross slash to start packing on that pressure. Aooosten able to make it back to ledge.
Very good well to catch up here, but Aooosten needs to find a way to close out this stock. Moeru is starting to build up another lead. Well, 11% for a true stock lead, and on the verge of getting another limit as well, only about a third of the way there.
Exactly. Got to be extremely cautious. Cloud's advantage state is something to be feared. We have a lot of players who have been showing us what Cloud is made of. Moeru, no exception. This character has gotta be one of the most impressive characters, especially when you're on ledge. No matter what tools you have as Mega Man, it's a very frightening position.
Yeah, Mega Man, one of the most diverse projectile arsenals in the entire game, but as you said, Cloud's overall advantage state in ledge trapping is some of the best in the entire game, so it makes it very hard to look just out of the reach of ledge. Got sent back there, and so Aooosten, by virtue of SD, is gonna have a bit of stock, but that back air again, taking the stock right back as Moeru regains the lead.
Moeru not phased at all, just dropping the stock, immediately locking right back in, but it is Aooosten getting an early start here, getting a lot of damage on him. The huge down air to get himself right back into the game. It is an even 0-0 as we start off with the most dynamic opening I've seen so far today.
Classic Aooosten combo coming in online right there. He found an opening, he took it, and was able to get the hitbox right where he wanted it. Aooosten is right back in this game, in this set. We'll see if he can close out the game before Moeru starts to get advantage stay back again. Halfway to another limit.
Yeah, but again, still slightly down in percent. Aooosten holding on to stage as well. We talked about a little bit how Cloud is just so oppressive when it comes to being an advantage, but Mega Man, no stranger to having things on lockdown as well. Between the Leaf Shield and, again, the very diverse projectile set, really good normals as well. It can be quite the challenge to get back into the game.
And it's worth noting that Mega Man is one of those characters that can seemingly change advantage with the flip of a switch to figuring out, do I be more aggressive, do I be more adaptive? Cloud can do the same, but it's just not the same. Moeru having limit here has to burn it, as Aooosten being very creative, using everything that he can to get back to stage and try to regain control and advantage.
Yeah, calling attention to the tag being tempo. It looks like the tempo may be shifting in the slightest bit. Aooosten having pretty dominant stage control at the moment and being down in percent, but it's not going to matter. Huge down air. Aooosten getting a game number 1 on the board.
Another huge opportunity there. Caught Moeru where they did not want to be, and so Aooosten is going to take that first game. We'll see how many more he can keep going. I'm wondering if there will be any early counterplay too. Not a whole lot of stage disparity could be between this matchup between Mega Man and Cloud, but we will see if we decide to go back to neutral ground or if we decide to change things up. Maybe go somewhere like, nope, we're running it right back.
Yeah, PS2, a classic for a reason. Very neutral stage, benefits both characters a lot. We are getting a skin counterpick, however, from Aooosten, maybe changing up the tempo once again. Again, now, it is worth mentioning, for those who caught the first game, it was an extremely strong opening from Moeru. Aooosten able to bring it back and pull something together of it, and now we're looking at quite the opposite. It looks like the momentum is very much so shifted in Aoosten's favor. Big down air or down smash attempt. Not going to get the strong hit, but still a very strong advantage state to open this up.
Yeah, a lot more than toolkit being shown on display too in this opening sequence. But no, you're right. Much less Moeru, and there's the up tilt. Yeah, it looks like Aooosten has settled in a little bit, trying to figure out, like, defining the game plan against Moeru, figuring out here. So maybe that is part of the early lead. Nice parry from the leaf shield and the threat of the metal blade online. Good of Moeru to get out of there with the up B.
Yeah, the movement absolutely phenomenal from Aooosten at the moment. Just absolutely running circles around Moeru now, on the cusp of taking a full lap in percentage. But Moeru seeming to have some stage control. Again, we're seeing a lot of that scary ledge pressure we were talking about before, and now it is on Aooosten to try to force Moeru out of this advantageous position.
Yep. Limit online for Moeru. But Aooosten just keeping the pressure up, making good use of rush to make sure that his vertical movement is fluid, almost matching that cloud, and another limit having to be burned there from Moeru. Aooosten making it very hard for his opponent to catch him in the air, knowing that he is very close to kill percent, even for cloud.
Indeed. You got to be extremely careful in Moeru's position, though, because, again, as Cloud, you're very limited off stage, and you're dealing with a character that has so much to constantly be throwing at you. A phenomenal cross slash to get out of disadvantage there. Really good catch on the aggression from Aooosten, keeping Moeru alive just for a little bit longer and getting him closer and closer to getting this first stock off the board.
Very good here, too, as we can keep trading hits, going across different parts of the stage. Moeru's so close to taking on the stock. Get Will the back air again. Back out there with the exception of one. Back air has closed out every single Mega Man stock on the side of Moeru. That cross out's not going to quite do much there, but
definitely steps in the right direction. Moeru at 102% deficit, but Cloud with Rage is a terrifying beast. This character does not need more kill power. He's absolutely capable of doing things. Aooosten very aware of this and able to get that stock out of here now. Again, almost an entire stock on Moeru, and looking to perpetuate that advantage here, going to push himself up into a 2-0 position. Moeru slowing things down a little bit, playing very patiently around the middle, trying not to let this advantage state accrue into too much so he can get himself back in this game, potentially taking a page out of Aoosten's book and trying to get himself a substantial comeback. Aooosten, though, looking to end this extremely quickly.
Yeah, it's a little bit of deja vu from how this game started. Aooosten seemed to have a little bit of a, not quite a full download, but a lot of what Moeru was doing. And Moeru now, they're trying to make sure that they can come back here and try to take this middle stock before they lose their last one. Lose the last one, true to lead. Limit process going to do a lot of damage, but as we mentioned before, Cloud with Rage is a pretty good character, very scary to be facing against. So is Mega Man 2. So the longer that both of these characters stay alive, the more they are a threat to each other as they are their opponents.
Phenomenal recoveries coming out from Moeru as well. Again, it is not that easy to get past the Mega Man ledge trap. Moeru, though, managing to do so time and time again, staying alive, getting a good forward tilt to reestablish stage control, and now on the cusp of getting a back air. Just the raw fear from it alone, enough to force the SD from Aooosten.
Yeah, he burned his resources. You saw the movement, and Moeru got at a disadvantage with that spot dodge from that short hop nair, and then got across, burned the jump, burned the rush, and you said a little earlier, like the edge guarding, knowing that threat is there, but Raw Buster's going to take it, and Aooosten is going to be up 2-0. Another very close, very contested game. We'll see more of it in the third.
Absolutely. Both these players playing phenomenal, but it does feel like Aooosten has just kind of been up a peg ever since he sort of figured out what was going on in that game number one. It sort of feels like he's had that download, and of course makes sense, you know, Robot's very good at downloading information, but Aooosten, you know, taking it to another level. Very comfortable stock lead that he had for pretty much that entirety of that game. It's going to be the impetus on Moeru to try to get this together, try to pull together a Game 3, force that Game 4 situation, as he's on the cusp of getting eliminated from this event, I believe.
Yeah, I believe this is winner side though.
Is this winner side? My bad.
Yeah, if Moeru, no, it's all right. So we're going to get, as you will figure out later on, we will get an even mix of winners and loser sets as we start to finalize this bracket. We go closer and closer to that illustrious top 8 that so many of these entrants crave to just even touch.
Absolutely. Definitely a stronger start this time around from Moeru. No stage change as well. Again, feeling very confident in the stage pick, which is indicative of a player just sort of recognizing, hey, I know that I can do this. I have it in me to get this win. It's not the stage that's the problem. I just need to make a small adjustment. And that's exactly what we're seeing so far. An explosive opening from Moeru to open up this game number 3.
And even though Aooosten is up 2-0, you've probably seen how close both of these previous games have been. Neither player wants to give up the advantage to the other. It has been very close, very tightly contested. It's going to be taking a lot, even just for Aooosten to even close out this set. We'll see if Moeru can make the set last a little longer, perhaps bring it all the way back.
That is indeed the goal, to say the very least. Big forward tilt to get that first stock off. Moeru getting himself first stock. We haven't seen this since game number 1. So definitely seeing the tempo shift once again, this time in the favor of Moeru, and immediately getting a good opening on that stock number 2. Locking it down in the corner. Going to be able to move around a little bit, trying to get yourself a bit more of an advantage here before that stock inevitably goes away from all the tools that Mega Man has to toss at you.
Yeah, good amount of shield pressure from both sides, but as you said, we're mainly getting a lot of like chip damage here and there. More on the side of Aooosten toward Moeru, trying to still take that stock back, but not much extra credit. Ooh, I get the idea, but Moeru was unfortunately ready for him.
Yeah,
more so. Fortunately, Aooosten not too much damage on his middle stock, so there we go. There's that tried and true downer.
Yeah, unfortunately, Cloud, a very linear character when it comes to recovery, and you know, Mega Man's absolutely will eat that for breakfast, lunch, dinner, every single opening they can.
Yep, and he's going to need any of those. About half of his kills have come via that combo. Seeing if he can get a little more, but Moeru kind of tossing him up in the air. Leaf Shield going to mess with them, and up for another cross slash.
Damage is absolutely phenomenal right now from Moeru. Getting the back air, not quite going to kill. No rage on this Cloud, so of course no extra knockback. Giving another shot at life. The forward air, same thing, not going to be killing just yet. But the up B out of excuse me?
Back hits?
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, up tilt's going to do it regardless, but definitely a very bizarre interaction. Smash Ultimate, 6-year-old game, and we're still seeing some crazy stuff even this far into the game's lifespan. Now, though, it is Moeru getting out of a very dangerous position, immediately getting back into center stage, 64%, but Aooosten doing a great job of getting this damage on, trying to narrow that gap and push it for a 3-0. You don't want to stay in the battlefield against Cloud any longer than you have to.
Absolutely not, especially because Aooosten is in disadvantage and is behind. Seeing if Moeru can take this third game, force a game 4, maybe even beyond, but a lot of trades going on here at center stage, and up for that up tilt returns. It comes out when you least expect it, especially the turnaround one. Yeah. It's not frame 1, but it does come out very quickly.
If I recall correctly, it's like frame 6. It's an insanely fast up tilt kills.
Absurdly fast.
Yeah, no, you got to be ready for that at all times. If you're anywhere near a Mega Man player, even if you're not near them, they set up into it very consistently. Setups off of Metal Blade, setups off of the pellets. Just in general, it's something that you have to keep in the back of your mind. Aooosten, though, getting a lot of damage on here, and with this much rage, it's a very frightening position to be in for both of these players.
Yep, and that's been the story of the set. Like, both of these characters have so much just raw damage potential, with Mega Man's toolkit and Cloud just being a beast, as you see. And Moeru is on the board. Maybe even potentially a reverse 3-0 in the works, but they are going to have to make sure that they continue to do what they have been doing the last couple of games. Truth be told, the entire set, Moeru has been playing exceptionally well, and as well as Aooosten, but with how close they have been, it is going to be essential that Moeru, more often than not, wins out on those very close interactions. Spot dodges, ledge guards here and there. all going to be very important. We are going to get a change of scenery, though. Hollow Bastion is the counter pick from Aooosten. So we will see if the smaller ground and the Uniplat have anything to do with Aooosten closing the set or Moeru forcing a very critical game 5.
There's a very interesting dichotomy when you're playing a zoner character or a character with a lot of projectiles when it comes to playing on a smaller stage. On one hand, your projectiles cover a larger percentage of the area. You are controlling a larger percentage of the space just by tossing out your projectiles. On the other hand, though, it's going to be closer quarters. It's going to be giving a lot more opportunity for your opponent to get in on you. You have a lot less room to move away. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword depending on what your play style is. It does seem that Aooosten, with this pick, definitely wants to play a little bit more up close and personal. And Mega Man, no stranger to up close options. That fair, those, and even some of those pellet options with into the Nair. Definitely a lot of stuff that he can use to contest at that close range. So we'll see how that works out for him. Already looking for that down air, trying to close out that stock early on.
Yeah. You saw that grab there too. Not many grabs, if at all, this entire set from both sides, but like you're saying, a lot of back and forth here, especially knowing that you have a little less room to work with. Buster Shield's gonna eat all that.
Yeah, indeed. Huge change that came back in version 3.0. The shields taking a lot less damage from projectiles across the board. That would have been a huge amount of shield pressure to like pre-patch.
Yeah, and there are a multitude of moves already. I mean, even before we got DLC Wave 2 that do a lot of shield pressure, just in general. But I feel like that's completely warranted, and that'll be completely fine. Moeru is not bothered at all because he's able to take the stock right back, and then they're able to move. Limit, see if they can use it here. Limit Blade Beam will connect, though, for that little bit of damage. Whatever they can get here. Remember, this is a very close game. Loser goes to loser's bracket. Winner moves on to at least top 32.
Absolutely, and again, staying on winner's side. Oh no, the unfortunate SD coming out from Moeru. Got to shake that off immediately and get right back into it. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, but again, we are dealing with Cloud Strife. This character can do some pretty crazy things when given the opportunity to do so. Throughout this set so far, we haven't been seeing it a ton, but Cloud's ledge guarding potential is also extremely potent. He can do a lot of things just to block you off, and given that Mega Man doesn't have any hitboxes on his recovery, it can definitely be a awkward position. So we'll see if Moeru able to get some of the impetus on that, turn around some of that ledge guard pressure potentially as we get into these like mid-upper percents.
Yeah, Moeru, I think on route to the SD was doing a little bit of like reverse guarding, knowing that Aooosten had the advantage and was trying to bat him away with items, but unfortunately the forward, he was still in the process of forward air, so he was unable to grab the ledge, had burn jump, so unfortunately he had to follow his death here. So we'll see, this is their last chance. Aooosten going here, can't get it out, they're gonna trade.
Gonna trade, gonna be able to get back to the ledge, but the Metal Blade into the grab, putting you in an awkward position. That's the Nair. I think that's death. Yes, it is. The back air. Gonna be enough for Aooosten to close it out with a 3-1 victory over Moeru.
Well done there by Aooosten. A lot more throws coming out and a lot more edge guarding going out, carrying out to, and finally ending